So I want to talk about how knowing yourself is the cheat code to really attracting the relationships that you really want and having that feel good relationship that you really want, that you really desire to be in. And I think right now, today, it's so cliche to say, oh, I know myself, right? But when we say knowing ourselves, usually it's the version of us that kept us safe in childhood. And that's the person who we think we really are. But really, it's just the version of us that we present to avoid our pain, to avoid being criticized, exposed, which is, you can say, the mask. Because if you really, knew yourself right now, a lot of the relationships that you're in, things that you're tolerating, you will not tolerate. Because that's where I'm at today. Knowing and continuing to know myself, it's just certain things that I don't take. And so ask yourself right now, what are you going through in your relationships? What are the kind of people you are attracting in your life that is definitely adding to your life and you are adding to their life? Are you satisfied in those relationships? But when you start to know the different parts of yourself, it's a lot easier to really assess the many people that are being attracted in your life. And you can definitely see if those relationships are really in alignment with the kind of relationships that you really want to be in, that you want to feel good in. Do they connect with your values as a man? Are they connected to the kind of experiences you want to have in relationships? And so it's so cliche to say, my bad, bro. It's so cliche to say, oh, I know myself. But if you really did know yourself, you will be more connected with the many parts of yourself so much that you won't abandon yourself in relationships when you get into a relationship that you currently are in. And that abandonment is the loneliness you feel in your relationships. Maybe the disrespect that you experience in your relationships. Maybe not feeling valued, not feeling understood in your relationships. Being misunderstood in your relationships. And so part of knowing yourself is of really knowing that you do need those things, knowing that you do need to be understood. And in your current relationship, you're not experiencing that. And so you gotta ask yourself the question, how are you choosing people who don't understand you? How are you choosing people who disrespect you? Why are you choosing people who is bent on misunderstanding you? If you know yourself, if you're connected to that part of yourself, it's very interesting. So I think you gotta get a taste of the other side of the version of yourself that you currently believe that's yourself. You gotta get a taste of that version of yourself. It's the version of you that is more connected with yourself. And in being connected with yourself, you have this level of discernment, more body discernment of what's really for you, who's really for you. And then as you start to get into relationships, or just say you start dating, or you start to develop a certain tribe of people, you really assess, you really are more discerning about who enters your life, who you're going to spend your time with. It becomes so important. And also you'll be more opening, your heart would be more open to connecting. Love, there'll be more love in your heart. You won't be so afraid of, you could say, getting hurt, because you've already went through the process of understanding your own personal patterns and how not to repeat or get into the same kind of relationships that literally has been hurting you. So I want you guys to start to think about who you are. And I want you to start thinking about the different patterns, the emotional patterns that you're not aware of, which will ultimately lead you to the beliefs that you have believed, which those beliefs are connected to those patterns, it's definitely will show you how, which will definitely show you the kind of relationships that you've been attracting, choosing into. All right, y'all. So see y'all in the next video. Peace, y'all.